Hello YouTube, and welcome to this video. This is another video in the part, learning to code adventures and stuff. However, in this video, I don't want to do a challenge, but I want to show what I've made and maybe bring up some ideas on how to improve on it. So what I have made is a quote-unquote multiplayer game. So you can move two squares around, as you can see. And I've been looking all over the internet, on how to make a multiplayer game like this. So I was looking up JavaScript multiplayer game, and I was looking at examples like this, but they don't work. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I just get errors like this function doesn't exist or is undefined and all stuff like that. So the videos which I helped me a lot were these videos of Smita Mili. She did some good tutorials on Node.js, because that's what I use. I use a Node.js server, and if you don't know what Node.js is, I'm pretty new to it too, but it's like some kind of program or something that runs JavaScript files for you, and you can use it to host a server. So if you install if you install Node.js, you also get something called Node Package Manager added to that. And the nice thing about Node Package Manager is that you can install extra, well, quote unquote, libraries. They call it modules, but they seem to kind of serve the same function as the standard libraries that you also include with script and then sources, that way. But for some reason they wanted to do this with modules, which confused me at the beginning, because I was following one of these tutorials, and someone wrote somewhere require module this, and I was and then I executed that just with HTML and calling the script with my browser, but that doesn't work, because that's require keyword is something only I can show it to you here. This required thing, that's something only Node.js understand. So I don't know why they did that. I bet they have a good reason for it, but it threw me off in the beginning. But you need, you make this multiplayer game. You make it with WebSockets. I made it with WebSockets. That's the easiest way I found, and well, that's very nice. But it also, but yeah, I found that something that was made it. I don't know how to do it. I also imported this socket.io thing, which makes transmitting and sending data to the server and to the client back and forth easier. I don't know how to do it without. I haven't looked at it. Those tutorials that Smith and Millie showed were also done with socket.io. So I recommend that. I've also followed a tutorial on Pluralsight, but they went over Node.js and sockets extremely briefly. It was, let me look it up. think I have it in here. No. Okay. I found it with the keyword multiplayer. Whoop. Unfortunately, this site is behind a paywall. Unless you're a student, then you get it free for 3 months. But I was like following this tutorial, and they have this in which they make this game, and here they have like one part is about multiplayer, and like they just run through like super fast, like how you implement multiplayer. So that was, in my opinion, absolute shit. I don't know what they were thinking here. They have like creating a responsive multiplayer action web game, and they like spent, bam, 10 minutes of like these 2 hours on how to implement multiplayer. So this is a bit of a deceptive title, if you ask me. They focused a lot more on other parts of making a game. So yeah, bit of a deceiving title to call the course, but whatever. I managed to do it either way. Not thanks to that course, but 2 hours of my life. Nah, it did that other useful stuff. They talked about other useful stuff, but not really the thing I was interested in like the multiplayer part. But yeah, so that's so I just listened to Smith and Millie. She had some good tutorials. So if you want to like make a multiplayer game too, I recommend you check that out. Maybe first, I actually recommend you do that first, and then maybe after that or before that, do some tutorials in Node.js about Node.js, because I don't know how to do it any other way. How to set up a server for that. I mean, I have made a server with like Java and made a game like that way, but that's tackled multiplayer or sockets in a totally different way. It was all dependent on like the order in which you send like packets of data. So if you like want to send someone's name and then someone's age or something, you'd have to like first send the name and then the age. And if you did it in the wrong order, then like you on the client, you'd like, or the client or at the server or something like that, if you do it in the wrong order, like the information would get mixed up or something like that. So that was a little bit weird to me, but this socket.io has a much, in my case, more logical system. And let me just walk you through how I made this. So I have an array for every player, every client, you could say. What this is, I don't know what this express thing is for. It was just a tutorial, and it has something to do with setting up the server. This too, allemaal server stuff. I don't know what it does. This nicknames is from there's a chat thing, so this is for chat. I could also put that in players, but I kind of made a chat from the tutorial, and the split and all this multiplayer game thing I made myself. So I just completely like separated that. I didn't look at that. Yeah, the server would listen. You say the port. Here you say in which directory to look for extra files. For some reason, the server is totally kind of retarded or something. If you like say, I can show you the map structure. Like this is the server file, and if I were to say like in this index.html, so the server, it serves, I tell the server somewhere over here to like, this is the HTML file that you have to send. This is this is the client file. Like send people who connect to the server, send them this. This is the client. This I called it index. I don't know, but it's essentially the client. And if I like in the client in the HTML say like get this chat.javascript file, even though it's in the same directory, for some reason Socket.io or something is like so retarded it doesn't know where to find it. Whatever. But you can do it like you have to say you have to put this, you have to say app.use for some reason. Seems a little bit unnecessary to me. I don't know why the server can't figure that out by default or something. But whatever. And like this client. And here I have the place array. And I filled that with an ID so I can like differentiate like between the blocks. I for some reason, maybe someone can tell me, but I don't know. Like this socket ID, apparently every socket by default has an ID. And I don't know, maybe I can look into that, but I don't know how to set like a custom ID for, maybe I have to like, should like have an ID variable here and like increment that and just give that to the client. I don't know how to save that in the client, but they come with the default. Sockets come with the default ID, which is some weird string. So that's why I didn't like it. I would just rather start at 0 and increment it every time a new client connects. But whatever. I don't like it that much. But whatever. It works. So I use this ID thing. I don't. I give the ID of socket. So yeah, like I add it, and then I send I tell all the clients. I give a move. Like I admit that a move has been made, like a new player has connected. And then I send an array of all the players. I don't have to send all the players, but it's just easier. I could also like send only the player that is new or something, but this was just easier to send just all the stuff. And I try to make this very minimalist because I'm learning all this. But then like the server keeps track of where everyone is, and then here it says here it draws, like here it gets this array. It's called data over here. Maybe I should have called this players, but this contains this array of players. So I wipe the slate clean, and then I like paint all these rectangles where they are. And like here clients, like say this is on the client side again. So here, if players like let's start from here at top. Maybe I'm kind of intertwining between server and client, but that's also kind of how this works. But I connect with the server. I don't have to give an IP address or a port because that is that somehow is like defaulted from this somehow, which is logical because the server gives a client to people who connect to it, so it automatically knows what the port and IP address is, so you don't have to give it. Yeah, you could also connect with a client to the server. Then you'd have to like give in an IP address and a port number. But this was a little bit more complicated because I'd have to host I'd have to host this client file somewhere. I could do it maybe, and I don't like. I could let Google host it. Maybe I could host it myself with one example, but for some reason those block requests that aren't from the local host. So maybe someone can tell me how to host my own website, my own web server. But in that case, you could just, because now people connect to the server and the server gives them a client. It could also be done like people could connect with a client that would connect with the server. But now I've done it this way, and that works fine too. And it's a little bit easier because like Node.js will like give the client file, and that makes it easier. I will also put all of this code on GitHub. I have already put it on GitHub. I'll put a link somewhere. But after that, I get the Canvas ID. If you want to know how Canvas works, then maybe you already do, but that isn't Canvas stuff isn't that hard. It's just drawing rectangles. But you need you can do that too. Yeah, event listener to the canvas. For some reason, you need to get the context always with the canvas. Don't ask me why they designed it that way. Weird people, those canvas makers. But whatever, you have to do it. So I know the web is weird. JavaScript is weird sometimes. Okay, so this is the key listener. Here you can like see for the way AS day keys. I emit like this move trigger, and I give the socket ID so I know which player is moving up, down, left, or right, and I give the direction. So when you get over here, the server can like adjust the same player. If you notice, maybe you noticed this. If you have a lot of experience with WebSockets, I bet you did. But what the problem with this is like I send to the server that I have moved, and then the server says, "Okay, you've moved," and then sends to every client, just including myself, and then I move. So I would like press the button, send it to the server sends it to me, and then I would redraw all my stuff. So maybe a nice addition would be to like locally store my own position of a client, and like immediately change my position, and like have the server not send the data to myself. Okay, so maybe that is an idea. That would maybe make it look less laggy. Not that it doesn't lag that much. Well, I don't know. I just only tested it on localhost, but that would be a way to reduce lag. I mean, the experience of lag. This is the clear canvas function. Blah blah blah. And this chat. And this is I just typed. This is like in another file, but that I just typed over from Smita-Milli's tutorials. So yeah, that's how it works. And maybe a cool idea for in the future is like to make a Snake game or something like that. Like you could play Snake with multiple people together, and you could like annoy each other or something like that. So that could be fun. But I'll keep making videos about the game. if I've made any improvements to it. I also have. Kijk, he disappeared. Whoop. But oh yeah, that's what I need to do. So yeah, but a little bit of server stuff still. So here the position gets updated. Once again, just like when like on connection, the position of the players gets emitted and like updated on the client side, which is triggered by doing this emit, this move command. And that also happens after every position update and after a disconnect. So this has to do with this part has to do with like Smith and Mealy's tutorial, and this part I made myself. Here a player gets gets sliced away from the array, and like all the players get emitted again. And this is like a function to get the player. So yeah, like if you want to find this on GitHub, like name is Balboon and my username is Leo, and it's like this repository, and I'll keep updating it. This isn't the latest version what you're seeing here. I've updated something like clients were for some reason weren't disconnecting properly, because for some reason, like before, this part was like behind here, and for some reason the code didn't get executed. For I don't know why. I just randomly put it like above this part. Like I was like wondering like what the hell was going on. Maybe I just didn't save it or something. But I was just like, huh? Do I like return from this function if I do like an emit or something? So I thought, oh, I just put it like before this emit. I don't know what was going on there because like disconnecting from the chat, like this is the Smith and Millie part. Like disconnected from the chat, no, that still works. So I don't. The stat was a little bit weird. I mean, I will have updated this this repository, but you can fork it, or you can just download it as a zip file. You will have to install Node.js and all the maybe like if you don't know how Node.js works, like you have to like follow a few tutorials. Shouldn't have to take that long, but if you like go to the directory that you put the server in, like I personally hate the command line. I think it's like takes ages to get anywhere with CD stuff, but you can like CD, get the file path, paste it in there, go to it, and then type node, and then the name of the server, like S, and then you can press tab to autocomplete it, and then you can like start it. What you also have to do, and like press Ctrl+C to stop it. What you also have to do is like install the packages, the modules. So you like type like install socket.io, because now here like you require socket.io, you require Express. I think this is by default maybe, but you just type the name of all that stuff. Like if you need to install socket.io, you just type in here install socket.io. And no, just if that doesn't work, just follow some tutorials. And then like start the server. Um, Maybe if you're on localhost, I don't think you need to port forward. If you're not on localhost, if like you want to play it with your friends, you'll or like continue with this in some reason, or like make your own game or something, and you want to play it with your friends, you need to port forward. And then you can like make your own game. And I was like thinking like make a multiplayer Snake game or something, or like make some other upgrades like reducing the lag or something. All that fun stuff. So yeah, this was the video. And no, if you have any questions, put them in the comments. And I'll probably make updates on this game, and I'll also do other quote-unquote code adventures. So don't worry about that.